Let's start with the refugee crisis. How many refugees do you think the United States should take in? The United Nations wants up to 65,000 Syrians placed here in the United States. Is that a proper number?
I think it's impossible to give a proper number until we understand the dimensions of the problem. What I do believe is that Europe, the United States, and by the way, countries like Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, must address this humanitarian crisis. People are leaving Iraq, they're leaving Syria with just the clothes on their backs. The world has got to respond. The United States should be part of that response.
When it comes to Syria, how much of the problem of this migrant crisis is the United States' fault of policy, whether Bush in Iraq or Obama in Syria?
Look, I voted against the war in Iraq. And if you want to go to YouTube, find what I said when I voted against that war. And sadly, I'm not happy about this, Chuck, but what you will find is much of what I feared would happen, in fact, did happen. Massive destabilization in that region. So I think really the issue now is not who is at fault. The issue is now what we do. And what we do is bring the region together. Countries like Saudi Arabia, which has the third largest military budget in the world, Turkey, other countries are going to have to get their hands dirty and have to get on the ground in taking on ISIS. I believe strongly the United States, the UK, France, other countries should be supportive. But I disagree that the United States should have combat troops in that area. I fear very much that we will be in perpetual warfare in that region. I do not want to see that occur.
You have said that you're not opposed to military action under certain circumstances. And in fact, you voted, the one time you voted for military action, I believe in your career, had to do with Kosovo, which was a humanitarian crisis. Are we at that point that Syria is such a humanitarian crisis that actually it does justify some military action to stabilize that country?
No, I voted also for the war in Afghanistan.
Yes, sir. I apologize for that. Yes, you did.
Because I believe that Osama bin Laden needed to be captured, needed to be brought to trial. But let me be very clear. I am very concerned about a lot of the war talk that I'm hearing from my Republican colleagues who apparently have forgotten the cost of war and the errors made in Afghanistan and Iraq. And what I believe, Chuck, very much is that the most powerful military on earth, the United States of America, that our government should do everything that we can to resolve international conflict in a way that does not require war. Sometimes using military force is necessary, but I think it should be the last resort, not the first resort. So I would suggest that we do everything that we can to try to resolve these conflicts, which are not easy. We're living in a very crazy, difficult world without American troops getting into conflict.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.